the Steel Westlake game. One of the best games in the area. That's going to be a shootout. I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, my man. How's that calzone going now? Yeah. Still working? What's on the interior? Hey, Paul. What's happening? Bill Taylor here on a Friday night. Ken's 5 Digital Center. Blessings to you. Blessings to yours on an awesome Friday evening. Our final Friday evening of summer. Who is done with summer, right? We're done with this heat. Let's get some cool fall temps. Not just yet. We're at least going to be able to say the word fall, okay? We officially enter into the autumn season Sunday morning, so we're there. Average high now in the upper 80s. Temperatures are moving in that comfortable direction, okay? Definitely in that comfortable direction. Let's begin with what is happening this weekend. The sun's direct rays will now be centered on the equator. That's why it's called the equinox, the autumnal and the vernal equinox, twice a year when the sun is going to hit the equator, direct hit. And that means an equal distribution of the sunlight to the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Equal, equinox, okay? And you can see from here what happens the other two seasons, for the summer solstice and the winter solstice, and where the sun's direct rays will be hitting. Hey, you know, while we're here, we had a story earlier about the second moon. Have you been hearing about this? An asteroid that's going to be flying in and is going to orbit Earth for a couple of months. And so we won't be able to see with our naked eye. It'll take a telescope. And if you don't have one, I would suggest you stay tuned to the San Antonio Area League of Sidewalk Astronomers, SALSA. San Antonio League of Sidewalk Astronomers. They always go out to the McAllister Park Dog Park, and they set their telescopes up. And you can view, they're fantastic people. Very helpful if you want to buy a telescope. They'll tell you how to do that. Or if you have one and you just don't know how to use it effectively, or even the best way to use it, take it out there. But yeah, try to find them online, SALSA, and they might be setting up out there at some point. I'm sure they will be, to check out that asteroid. All right, so fall begins on Sunday, tomorrow, the final day of summer. I want to begin with this amazing drought comparison. You know, the peak drought in this state was in 2022, 2 years ago, and we were at 92% of the state of Texas was in drought. 92%. 26% of the state was in exceptional drought, no higher category, and that included San Antonio. Look at it this year. 53% of the state is in drought. Only 3% of that is exceptional. That's really cool. Now, when you compare it to last year, the lower left-hand corner of this graphic will show you that last year we were at 83% drought at this time, statewide, and right now we're at 35%. Really nice improvement from just last summer as well. And notice this current drought or current situation, just updated yesterday, has 65% of the state, no drought at all. 23% abnormally dry, still not drought. Moderate drought 18, severe 9, extreme 6, exceptional 2%, which is West Texas. I'll show you that the drought report is a good one. And it's extreme West Texas. I mean, like closer to El Paso than Del Rio. And you can see it there past Big Bend, that one pocket of exceptional drought. Now let me show you the big improvement in our area. For the first time in months, we don't have extreme drought over the hill country. We do have one small little pocket of it, northeast Uvalde County. But for several months, Kendall County, Kerr, a good portion of Bandera were under extreme drought, and now it's only severe. Still severe, and that is, of course, not good, but a big improvement nevertheless. All right, let's take a look at today's rain. Speaking of, we had several isolated showers kind of move up and into the area, most of which stayed south, but a few sprinkles across San Antonio, 10 to 15 minutes long, and they're all gone. Everything that did developed from the Gulf of Mexico, kind of poured up to the north and west. Love you, Gabriella. Good to see you. Right, Lise? That's going to be like getting a raise. The electric bill is going to go down. All right, David is in. Take your shoe size like 10 or 11, add 2 zeros, example 1,000 or 1,100. Subtract your birth year, and you get a negative number. Now add the year 2024, and the last 2 numbers of the results are your age. Oh, that's a good little formula. Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to get a nice little raise, right, Lise? I'm with you on that.
Hey, Danny. Yeah, just to make sure we didn't get any more clarification today on what.
So, today's numbers. I wanted to take a look at where we were on the almanac. I don't think we had anything drop at the airport rainfall-wise. No. But we're up 2.5 inches in the gauge for the month. 97 again today, just like yesterday. An old record from 1947 stays in place, 100. Only 3 away. See, we should be stopping at 89. We're starting 10 degrees above average in the morning, too. So no big changes. Humidity not going anywhere. The dry air is starting to moisten up a bit. You can see we're not seeing like we did a couple days ago. Even earlier in the week, the entire state of Texas was in an orange region, it was so dry that all you saw was orange across the entire state of Texas. Now that's changing, so we're starting to add a little bit more and more the moisture content of our atmosphere. All right, let's talk tropics, shall we? 3 systems, 3 areas of interest, let's put it that way. Lower probability now in the central Atlantic that what you see out there develops into a tropical system. However, the highest probability out there is going to be about a 50 to 60% chance on what is going to develop in the Western Caribbean, creeps up into the Gulf of Mexico. Notice that it's kind of looking early as if it's headed right towards Texas, right? Now, 2 things. Number 1, we don't even have a system yet, okay? This is an area of development, and it hasn't even developed, okay? We are a week away from this reality, okay? It'll be this time next week that I think we have a storm. Most models have a storm developed in the southern, really southeastern, closer to the Yucatan Peninsula by next Friday. So that's the timing. Now, way too early to trust any steering currents, but I did look at 3 different models, okay? 2 of them take it into the Northwest Florida Panhandle with a right turn. One of them, the Canadian model, takes it almost due north and a little jog to the west and into Louisiana. It's way early. This is a week and a half out on where we would see this system go once it's in the open waters of the Gulf. And again, this time next week, we should have a named storm in the Gulf of Mexico. So look for that by next Friday. Doing great, Gene. What's going on? There's Jacob. So next storm name up is Helena. This would be Helena. Have Isaac Joyce Kirk to follow. But so far, we're still waiting on Helena. And again, I think it'll be this time next week. We'll see a tropical storm. Down the San Antonio River on our barge cruise for your 14-day forecast. Mid-90s for the weekend. Upper 90s to 100 on what it'll feel like. So make sure you're hydrating. Now, there is a slight chance of rain. There's going to be a weak front that comes in Tuesday night into Wednesday. Not enough to really even drop temperatures much at all. Will be a little more seasonal on Wednesday, depending on where that rain materializes. Could be even upper 80s. But right now, it looks like the rain will stay west. And that's really the only chance of rain on these latter days of September. The final weekend of September is on the forecast, and that's going to be a nice one. 94 Saturday, 91 Sunday. Not mine. I don't know whose birthday. It's not my birthday, no. All right. Shout out to Harlandale Bus Ladies. Absolutely. Oh, nice, Gene. Save it. My birthday is coming in late October, but definitely, that would be nice. We were talking about Florio's today. So good. So good. All right, guys, pretty quiet. No big changes for the weekend. Like I say, the only change is definitely going to be the change in season. Tomorrow, the final day of summer, 95. And then the first day of fall, 94. Big change, right? Big change. As we go to fall, we drop 1 degree. Now, we'll start getting those fall temps once we get a good cold front or two. Thank you, Gene. Absolutely, I am in. That's going to be great. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. God bless yours. And we'll see you on KENS 5 News at 10.